this tutorial, I will be using a DK light worsted yarn in 2 colors. If you want your scarf to be plain, you can also use one solid color, gradient, or ombre. We also need a 4mm crochet hook, tapestry needle, and some scissors. Our pattern is done in multiples of 7 plus 2, and all our turning chains will count as a stitch. The length of your scarf depends on your foundation chain, so start your foundation chain in multiples of 7 plus 2. I will be demonstrating a sample piece, so I started with 21 chains plus 2 chains. From the hook, count 4 chains and do 1 double crochet in the 4th chain and continue double crochet till the end of the row. Chain 3, turn your work. Row 2, skip the first stitch and do a double crochet in the 2nd stitch and continue double crochet until the end of the row. I am now at the end of the row, and now we're gonna add our last double crochet into the 3rd chain of our turning chains from the previous row. Chain 3 and turn your work. Row 3, skip the first stitch and double crochet in the 2nd stitch up to the end of the row. End of row. We're gonna add our last double crochet in the 3rd chain of our turning chains, and this is the point where we are gonna switch colors. So if you want your scarf to be plain, you don't need to cut, you just continue. But today I will be switching to my 2nd yarn, so I will add my 2nd color like so. Now instead of chaining 3, we're gonna chain 1 and turn your work. Now this chain 1 is gonna act as our first stitch, so we're gonna skip the first stitch and do single crochet in the 2nd stitch and another single crochet in the 3rd stitch. So in the next stitch we will put 1 bubble stitch, and if you don't know yet how to do the bubble stitch, I have placed a link in the description box below. You may click on the link for the video tutorial of the bubble stitch. Now we're gonna add 3 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. To make this row easier for you, you may follow the pattern below. The written pattern for this Frolic scarf is also available in my Ravelry store. So if you want to download the written PDF, you may click on the link in the description box below. End of row. I'm gonna add my last single crochet in the third chain of the turning chains. Chain 3 and turn your work. Now we're gonna skip the first stitch and do double crochet in the second stitch and in the third stitch. Chain 1, skip the bubble stitch from the row below and do a double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So I'm gonna write the pattern down below so you can follow through to the end of the row, and I will meet you later when you are done. End of row. I'm gonna add my last double crochet in the turning chain 1. As you can remember, we did the turning chain after we did our color change. So add your last double crochet into the turning chain, and this is how our pattern is gonna look like. Now we chain 3 and turn your work. For this row, we're gonna skip the first stitch, double crochet in the second stitch, and continue double crochet up to the end of your row. End of row. I'm gonna add my last double crochet in the third chain of the turning chains. Now we're gonna chain 3 and turn your work. Row 7, we are gonna be doing an alternation of front post double crochet and back post double crochet. Now if you are not familiar with these stitches, I will place a link in the description box below. So skip the first double crochet and do 1 front post double crochet in the second double crochet, like so. Now for the third, we're gonna do a back post double crochet, which means we're not gonna be working from the front but from the back. And again, if you are not familiar with this stitch, I will place a link in the description box below. You may click on the link for the video tutorial of these stitches. Now basically this is going to be the pattern throughout this row. One front post double crochet, one back post double crochet, and you need to repeat that all the way to the end of the row. So pause the video and I will meet you guys later. End of row. So depending on the length of your scarf, sometimes you end up with a back post double crochet, sometimes you end up with a front post double crochet. So we're gonna add our last stitch by doing a half double crochet in the third chain of the turning chains, like so. And now we chain 3 and turn our work. So row 8. Now if you ended with a front post double crochet in the previous row, you will start here with a back post double crochet. And otherwise, if you ended with a back post double crochet, you will start here with a front post double crochet. And in my case, I ended with a front post, so I will start here with a back post. Now we skip this first stitch, and I'm gonna do a back post double crochet in the second stitch. After that, I will do a front post double crochet. So basically, the pattern is going to be the same as the previous row, an alternation of back post double crochet and front post double crochet. So you're gonna repeat that all the way to the end of your row. So pause the video and I will meet you guys later. End of row. So we will add our half double crochet into the third chain of the turning chains from the previous row. And after that, we're gonna chain 3 and we're gonna turn our work. For this row, we're gonna skip the first stitch, double crochet in the second stitch, and continue double crochet in every stitches up to the end of your row. End of row. We're gonna add our last double crochet in the third chain of our turning chains. Chain 3 and turn your work. Now for this row, we're gonna do exactly the same thing. Skip the first stitch, double crochet in the second stitch, and continue double crochet in every stitches up to the end of your row. Chain 3 and turn your work. Now we're just gonna have to repeat the previous row. Skip the first double crochet and do a front post double crochet in the next stitch and a back post double crochet in the next stitch. So you will repeat the sequence front post, back post, front post, back post, all the way to the end of the row. end of row, you put your last half double crochet in the third chain of the turning chains, like so. Chain 3 and turn your work. Same thing as what we did in the previous row. If you ended with the front post, you start with the back post, and likewise if you ended with the back post, you start with the front post. And now you repeat that sequence: back post, front post, back post, front post, all the way to the end of the row. End of row. Add your half double crochet in the third chain of the turning chains, like so. So chain 3 and turn your work. So for this row, we're gonna skip the first stitch, double crochet in the second stitch, and another double crochet in the third stitch. And now we chain 1, skip 1 stitch, double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So basically that will be the pattern throughout the row. 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, 3 double crochet. Now you will repeat that sequence all the way to the end of the row. So pause the video and I will meet you later. End of row, chain 1 instead of chaining 3, and turn your work. So for this row, we skip the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, and another single crochet in the third stitch. Do a bubble stitch in the chain 1 space, like so. Again, the link for the video tutorial of this stitch is in the description box below. You may click on the link. And now we do 3 single crochet in the next 3 stitches, like so. And now we begin the pattern again. 3 single crochet, 1 bubble stitch, 3 single crochet. Now you repeat that all the way to the end of the row, and I will meet you later. So basically you can see now how our scarf looks like. So from here on, I'm gonna cut my second yarn and switch to my first color. So like so. We will lock that by chaining 3. Turn your work, and from here on, the stitches that we will be doing are only double crochets. Skip the first stitch, double crochet in the next stitch up to the end of the row. End of row. Add your last double crochet in the third chain of the turning chains, and you're done. So due to the nature of these stitches here, your scarf will be a bit wonky in the edges. So I recommend that you add 1 or 2 rows of single crochet or any type of stitches that you want. It's totally up to you. And then we will fasten our work and weave in all excess yarns. So like so. So I hope you like this video. Bye.